Okay, today we're going to be watching some stuff about good old Biden.
Wait, is that why you sent Richard and I divorce papers?
And his confusing week. Which I didn't think he had a special day, or a special week. I think he's confused all the time, but...
All right, now we'll have full reaction to President Trump's speech supporting Dr. Oz, a full-throated endorsement tonight. It's been an amazing race to watch, primary to watch. Two things that come to mind right off the top of my head. Do you think Joe Biden could do a rally like that? I think it's impossible, and I doubt many people would even show up. What's been amazing about this race is, and I support Dr. Oz, been very upfront and open because he's an America First conservative. He believes in lower taxes, less bureaucracy. He believes in energy independence. Look at the state of Pennsylvania. We have 200 plus years of natural gas under our feet. We could be supplying our NATO allies, our Western European allies. Dr. Oz has faced tens of millions of dollars from establishment hacks, turning him into somebody unrecognizable. He supports secure borders, energy independence. He supports law and order. He supports school choice. He supports constitutionalists on the bench. He is a believer in peace through strength, and he believes in free and fair trade. I know because I've known him. When I endorsed Donald Trump very early on, there were a lot of people that attacked me and said, "Oh, Hannity, well, what about Donald Trump? He was once pro-life, pro-choice. He once donated to Democrat."
What's wrong with pro-life and pro-choice? Trump was the best thing we've had in years.
It's even the Clintons, and he did this. I said, yeah, that was so he could basically keep building buildings in New York, and he knew the system, and he played the system because that was the only way he could get his workers to be able to work, and admitted it was ridiculous. Dr. Oz is a America First, Make America Great Again, Save America conservative, and now the president with a 55-0 record in endorsements in a row. This is going to be interesting to see the impact. We'll have full coverage of the president and his rally, but I want to turn our attention back to the White House first, where Joe Biden has had a rough couple of days. Take a look, you decide.
Thank God you're on our team.
Yes, sir, thank you. Appreciate it.
He may have had a rough couple of days, but because of him, we've had a rough 2 years, basically, of him screwing up. Shit, I can't stand him.
Where am I heading? I realize how many lives you saved. No, really do. And then Afghanistan, Iran, and Iraq over 50 times, 48 times. And now Ukraine. There he is. He's educating people in the back. There you go. I didn't see Naomi.
He's over here.
See what I mean? Like, how can people cry and whine wanting him to stay in office? The guy mumbles all the time. Don't know what the hell he's doing. Got rid of our oil. Let Russia do whatever the fuck they want. I mean, we left tons of ammo and everything else to our enemies. I can't name one good thing he's done. Like nothing.
How can you miss her?
Well, I tell you what, Naomi, how are you? That's my granddaughter, our eldest granddaughter.
And her fiance.
And I can't see.
And Peter.
Nobody cares.
Obviously, Joe is not doing well, and during one semi-lucid moment, Biden openly reminisced about the good old days when he ate lunch with segregationists. You can't make this up. Take a look.
We always used to fight like hell. And even back in the old days when we had real segregationists like Eastland and Thurman and all those guys. But at least we end up eating lunch together. Things have changed. We got to bring it back.
good old days. You can have lunch with segregationists. Wow. That's the same guy that partnered, oh, that's right, with a former Klansman, Robert Byrd, to stop the integration of public schools. He didn't want public schools to become racial jungles. That was his words.
Yep.
Every week he gets worse and worse. Make no mistake, Joe is not in charge. He barely knows that tonight is Friday, what day of the week it is.
Yep.
And while he dodders along, radical socialists have taken control of the Democratic Party, and for the past year, they have been steering this country off a cliff faster than even I anticipated. I told you it would be bad. Live free or die, America and the world on the brink. Now, ahead of the midterms, in order to distract from their many failures, liberals are now attempting to gin up mass hysteria after someone leaked Justice Alito's draft opinion that could soon overturn Roe v. Wade and the Casey rulings. Now, of course, if Roe is overturned, in spite of all the hyperbole out there, lying out there, propaganda, misinformation out there, abortion in America will still be legal in the U.S. and will be regulated by state legislatures. This is what we've said for a long time. If you're a conservative, you believe in the Constitution, they made up a right not enumerated in the Constitution. Well, that's supposed to then go to the states. That's called the 10th Amendment. Now, according to prominent Democrats, the world is ending, the sky is falling, our country will never be the same. Take a look.
Join large-scale battles with military vehicles. The online action game War Thunder has received a major update. Direct Hit. Joining the battle are machines like...
This opinion is dark, it is incredibly dangerous, and it is not just about a woman's right to choose. It is about much more than that. Any American who says, look, I'm not a woman, this doesn't affect me, I'm not black, that doesn't affect me, I'm not gay, that doesn't affect me. Once you allow this kind of extreme power to take...
Let me know what y'all think. I think her and Biden would make a perfect couple.
hold, you have no idea who they will come for next.
This is a radical, right-wing, runaway, Republican-sanctioned assault by this Supreme Court on our freedom, on our Constitution.
We don't have a long history of protecting equal marriage.
Yes.
We don't have a long history of protecting interracial marriage. We don't have a long history of protecting access to contraception. All of those things that we have now counted on and said, that's the America we are, could potentially, under Justice Alito's own analysis, go out.
By the way, now what's their plan? Oh, let's go back to court packing. We'll try that. None of what they're saying is true, not one word. But while Democrats feign their outrage, their radical followers are taken to the streets. Some are attempting to harass Supreme Court justices at their homes. Activists posting a map online, doxing their personal addresses, putting out the personal addresses of Supreme Court justices. Others are outside the Supreme Court building, where law enforcement now has erected a large wall and concrete barriers to protect the building and those working inside from far-left rioters. Meanwhile, one left-wing group is now planning to target pro-life Catholic churches on Mother's Day. And just this week, a church in Denver was already vandalized with a pro-abortion graffiti. So let me be clear on this program. We condemn all political violence,
abortion
all
don't save
intimidation.
lives.
We've got to include
freaking lives.
So you guys are going to stay with your father and do...
Like, it's one thing to have an abortion when you're like 2 weeks into it. But if you're going to give them until they're basically coming out of the womb, you're technically taking a life, so you should go to fucking jail for murder.
How to protect every single elected official, every judge that serves, everybody that works in government needs to be protected, and frankly, every American deserves law and order and safety and security, because without which you cannot pursue happiness, can you? And that's the problem with defund, dismantle, no bail laws that the Democrats have supported. Now, that's not the case with the Democrats. They're willing to condemn violence when it helps them only politically. In fact, almost no one in the Democratic Party is even willing to condemn the doxing, giving out the addresses, and the harassment of U.S. Supreme Court justices. Why? Their silence is deafening. Just like in the summer of 2020. 574 riots. We had dozens of dead Americans, thousands of injured police officers, billions of property damage. Where's that committee looking into those riots? Where are those prosecutions? Many Democrats even hailing the Supreme Court.
Those prosecutions don't matter because they don't involve Trump.
Leaker as a hero. It's almost as if they want these justices to face intimidation. And of course, Democrats really only care about power. And this year, there is no way they can run on their record. It's so atrocious. So now buckle up, because we're about to face a steady stream of hysteria now for the next 6 months. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.
Oh, fuck.
The gang leader, formerly known as A-Train, continues to maintain his innocence despite
Hope you enjoyed that against him.
This will be a radical.
Call him.